what I love about Warcraft 2 and RTS in general is the way you manipulate space and terrain. And in Warcraft 2, you can... everything that you see that's blocking me right now, like the trees, I can destroy that. I can play around destroying that. In StarCraft, when you have a cliff, you cannot remove the cliff. You cannot play around removing the cliff or surprising your enemy by removing stuff. So this is the main thing that I love in RTS games, is the fact that you can play around terrain and space, blocking your way, making walls with buildings, stuff like that. You can do that in StarCraft. You can make walls with buildings, but it is very limited compared to what you can do in Warcraft 2. In that regard only. So that would be the one reason why I keep playing Warcraft 2, and I never really switched completely to StarCraft. Though I really enjoyed StarCraft for the speed games, like for fastest possible map, for example. I had a blast playing fastest possible map. It is far superior to what you have in Warcraft 2 when it comes to BGH, for example. So it is what it is. We have a nice 1v1 for us tonight, starting by Mr. Madluster in red playing the Blackrock Spire Orcs right here, and he's gonna be partnered with... I'm a huge fan of BGH. Yeah, BGH was nice, right? BGH was probably one of the most played game mode in Warcraft 2 back then, at least in Europe. But if you compare it to fastest possible map, it is a little bit more clunky than fastest possible map was. That said, the version of BGH that I played, which was 2HF with wood lines, pure wood lines, you could still chop wood and you could still surprise your opponent by chopping to them, and that made it superior to my eyes. Then again, you know, tastes are for everybody their own. So in my taste, in my view, I adored the way Warcraft 2 play, because just simply the fact that you can remove terrain and you can block with buildings effectively with any building. You can really hop, you can block, you can hop, you can do so many crazy stuff. And choke points are so satisfying to watch as well, because unlike in StarCraft, every single unit in Warcraft 2 occupies exactly one tile of the grid, and thus you can know exactly how many units can fit in one space. And you don't have like units that are smaller than others. You don't have like Zerglings and tanks, you know. It doesn't, like Warcraft 2 is way too simple for that. It's much simpler game, but it means that it's cleaner as well in that regard only. So, but StarCraft, yeah, probably the superior ETS when it comes to skill, because it's faster, you know. It requires a greater speed, and it certainly is very fun to watch as well, I suppose. It is less graphic to me. So, because you don't have like these big, like you have kind of big strategies that are planned ahead, but you don't have like someone that's gonna be planning on, for example, here at 2 o'clock, someone could be, wait a second, I'm gonna check that I'm not in voice chat with anything that would be problematic. No, I'm not. Okay, good. Don't want to be a special corner. Okay, there you go. So yeah, basically 2 o'clock, for example, the weakness of 2 o'clock is that back wood line here. Some enemy could chop this and get to the back of 2 and really mess with it. And that is something that you have to plan ahead. And you see that grunt right there is going to be scouting. 2 o'clock, when it sees it's taken, it's going to check the, like, normally Niko would check the back door to see if Madluster has started chopping over here. Because that is a very big weakness to 2 o'clock and people know it, so they are usually keen to play around this. Niko has decided to build at 8 o'clock, which is, in light of someone that really wants to train on Garden of War, I think it's a bit of a mistake. I would not have recommended you do that if you want to train, because Garden of War on other servers, they like to play the original version, which doesn't have these trees to defend you, and you can't build right away. But I guess if you want to play a fair game, you can play it. You can build it if you want. Still a big mine, a decent gold flow as well. Could be improved, but it is what it is. Oh, hello, Mr. Eternal Games. Are you going to be playing tonight? I suppose, yes. I suppose so, but it is what it is. We have level 4 for Niko. Madluster has quite a large number of grunts as well. He's going to be checking a 6, and now he's checking small 5. This could be an issue. That peon could actually give away the fact that Niko is at 8 o'clock. But Madluster is checking 6 o'clock and small 5, and he doesn't find anyone. And now he's gonna head to 8 o'clock because he saw the peon, I think. Yeah, he saw the peon. He sees Niko has built at 8 o'clock, and he must be like, what do I do against 8 o'clock? Just the same thing you would do against 6, pretty much. Nothing really different between those two spots. And a pretty good choke for Niko. It's a big choke, so it's not necessarily as good as a smaller choke, but you can see it will do the job. Madluster is weaker or stronger than Niko? Well, I guess you will find out, Paolo. Good time to find out. We have a 1v1 between these two, and you will see. I don't see him well at the moment. Madluster is building at 2 o'clock like a pretty decent build for a 1v1. He's gonna try and chop through this to get to the 3 o'clock expansion that's right there. And so that's why he is building the lumber mill over there. It's a very common strat. I don't think it's the superior strat, but it is what it is. It will work. Eventually. Now what I'm concerned about is this. Compared to this, you can see that Niko has clicked faster to Stronghold. And he's made quite a decent army of grunts, keeping Madluster inside, but Madluster is gonna be moving out with his grunts now. I guess Madluster feels that he has a decent shot at this. He has a large number of grunts. If I was Niko, I would be a little bit scared, because I have only one, like Niko has only one Rax. So replenishing these forces is gonna take some time. While Madluster has the 2-1, and he's spawning more grunts, basically. So the cost of the cost of the 2 racks is he has a delayed stronghold, so his stronghold is a slightly later stronghold than the one of Niko. The advantage is you can see he has the number advantage on Niko. Once the army has fought one time, it really starts to pile up. But that guard tower is going to keep Niko safe, and those guns are not going to get any value. So I guess yay for Niko. I think Niko has a decent advantage right now. He got the stronghold faster. He's got the ogre mount faster as well. He's starting to spawn ogres, and the rush from Madluster hasn't gotten any value. He's getting... did he kill one peon? I don't think he did, right? He almost did that one. That one was one attack from dying. But so far, so good. I would love Niko to start adding more Raxes. He's gonna need them. Because on one Rax, it's gonna take with him some time to get those ogres out. Wonder if he has the resources for that, but it is what it is. He's going for Fortress right away, and he's not adding additional Raxes, which is, in my opinion, a risky play. Because you can see that Madluster is going Fortress as well, but he's already has more ogres. You can see how important it is to have units out. It's not about just having the better units. It's also about having them out. You know, having your Raxes built up and having your army on the map able to do damage to enemies. Niko has been attacked here from Madluster, and he's like, nope, not gonna be attacked again. Niko moved all peons. Yes, the reason is he wants to keep the wall. He doesn't want to chop out, so he's gonna be building there and chopping these 3 instead. Those grunts are gonna be fighting the ogres, killing one actually. Wow. So those ogres are taking a very low amount of damage, but they have damaged the ogre mound a little bit. I mean, those guns would have been, I think, more useful if they were spread out to scout. Like, I would have spread out my grunts because I know they can't get any value. Instead of throwing them at something and losing them, I would have just spread them around and make sure that I have vision over the potential expansions of Niko. Because when you reach the ogres or lust, usually you can see the gold mines are getting under 20k. They are very close to 10k for Niko as well. And this is the moment where players are going to start looking for expansions, and they should be looking for expansions. So having your grunts on the map over here gives you a hint on where the enemy player wants to expand first. So it's very important to have those grunts, like those early grunts, don't waste them, use them to try and get some information about your opponents. You can see Madluster is on top of this. He's already expanding, and he had the more beefy gold mine of the two, so it's looking better for him. Yeah, Madluster has just expanded. No, he did not 3-hole. He expanded 2 times, so he has 2 expansions. One that is risky and probably will get shut down. One that is the best expansion you can get in the game, which is the 11 o'clock spot with a mage tower. Very, very efficient. Mage tower has only 500 HP, so it's quite easy to destroy, but the mages are the best unit to defend a wall, so it compensates. It works out. And he says too late for the Altar of Storm. Too late for the Altar of Storm. Stop. Oh, that's a mistake. Madluster wanted to stop Niko from getting that, but he was late. And of course, Niko had the loss before Madluster, so he took a pretty bad fight, but that's gonna be alright. I would love Niko to have 3 to 4 axes right now, because he didn't, like, he went for 1 axe, but as soon as you have your ogre, you kind of want to add a few more axes so that you can produce more ogres efficiently. And you can see that that expansion is super late. This is about to explode and his expansion is not done yet. There's going to be a dent in his economy because of that. So you don't want to be caught your pants down with no expansions. That is absolutely not what you want if you're in Niko's shoes right now. And Niko is over defending his main base, where he's over defending a spot that is not going to have any gold man left. So, and imagine if Madluster had 1 grunt waiting at 6 o'clock, it would not even have been possible for Niko, right? And the damage he did to the ogre mount did not matter. So imagine if he had actually the grunt waiting over here. He would be aware that Niko was trying to expand there. He would be able to stop it right away. This could actually make it a little bit longer. It depends on where he goes. He's still going to be attacking the main base. So you see, that's the difference between, like, a very experienced player is going to know that when the enemy is reaching last, their gold mine is collapsing, right? He knows it because his own gold mine is collapsing, because he also had to expand. So he has to know Niko is looking for an expansion somewhere. And that is the point of pressure that can kill your opponent. If you find those expansions and kill them, they are very weak, very exposed. This one has not even a tower to defend it. These are the weak points that you want to pressure. This game is in the bags for Madluster, by the way, because Niko is left in his base, not able to attack right now. No, it's not too many. He can afford them. Look at the number of ogres he has. He has 4 axes against 3. 2 against 2 racks. So 4 against 2, he is gonna have ogres for days. Right now the problem is Niko is sitting on a pile of cash that he's not spending. And Madluster is keeping his growth going. So he's added 4 racks, like I said he should. And he has expansions to keep making peons. And he's getting more vision on the map. That said, I do think it's a mistake for Madluster to not have had a grunt over there. Like, it would have really closed the game up very early. Niko expanded when his gold mine was at about 2,000, 3,000 gold left in it. So he expanded very late. Had 1 grunt been there, Niko would have been dead on the spot. But he's not, because Madluster has not scouted 6 yet. But the number of peons of Niko is lacking. So still playing on 2 racks versus 4, it's gonna be harder and harder now. He's adding so many towers too. Yeah, that's GG. There's no way he can fend off that army. Madluster is gonna win with just ogres, which is kind of a sad situation. He's outproducing him, basically. And now he's starting to spawn peons from all places. Oh, that's a lot of peons over there. This is gonna be exploding soon. That's gonna be GG. I hope that answers your initial question, Paolo. GG. I guess, lol. Nice first match. I'm sure that Niko would say it was close.